Hello and welcome to English Grammar for All. Today we are going to look at some communication skills and, to be specific, ways of saying thank you. There are lots of ways of saying thank you, and generally speaking, when we thank somebody for doing something for us, we usually say thank you or thanks a lot and thanks very much are the most usual ways of saying thank you. For example, thanks a lot for your help. Note here that thank you is more formal than thanks. However, there are some other formal and informal ways of saying thank you. Let's look first at the informal ways of saying thank you. Firstly, you shouldn't have, which is used when someone has given you a present. For example, oh, you shouldn't have. This is a nice tie. You are too kind, which is used in a way that sounds polite. For example, Pat says, since you did the shopping, I'll wash the dishes. Mark says, you are too kind. We can also use cheers, which is a more informal way of saying thank you. For example, cheers, Sarah. I will buy the drinks next time. I really appreciate it, which is another way of saying thank you, which is used when someone has done a lot for you. For example, thank you for looking after my garden while I'm away. I really appreciate it. Now we come to this expression, which is you've saved my life, or I owe you one, which is used when someone has helped you in a difficult situation and say that you are willing to help them in the future. For example, thanks for calling the ambulance, John. I owe you one. Now we come to the formal ways of saying thank you. That's very kind of you, to begin with, which is often used for refusing an invitation. If we look at this dialogue between Amy and Pamela, we'll see that Amy says, would you like to have dinner with us? Pamela says, that's very kind of you, but I'm afraid I have an important meeting at 9 o'clock. We can also use the expression, I'd like to thank, which is used when making a formal speech. For example, I'd like to thank all of those who have sent me letters of support. We can also use the expression much obliged, which is an old-fashioned way of thanking somebody very politely for something they have done. For example, I'm much obliged to you for driving me home. Another way, many thanks, which is used in letters and emails. For example, many thanks for your warm reception or lovely present. Here we have the idiom, thanks a bunch or thanks for nothing. This idiom is used to say that you are annoyed when someone has done something that you are unhappy about or failed to help you in some way. Now we come to the ways of accepting thanks. There are different expressions used in accepting thanks, like, for example, you're welcome, or don't mention it, which are used to reply to someone who has thanked you to say that you were happy to help. For example, thanks for the lift, don't mention it. We can also use not at all, or it's nothing, it's my pleasure, which are more formal ways of replying. Finally, these two expressions, it's or that's all right, or it's no problem, which are used to reply to someone you know well when they thank you. For example, cheers, Sam. I couldn't have finished my homework without your help. No problem, mate. Note here that in American English, you usually reply when someone thanks you for something. But in British English, people often do not reply. But this is not rude. Thank you for watching.